To all my subscribers, I do want to say thank you. So cool. I just reached 5,000. So small, but so awesome. It's been how many months since I did the first part of the Atlas horizontal mill rebuild. I really just need to put the machine back together. I just want to apologize because it has been crazy busy. We sold our rental house, so that consumed a bunch of time. And once that happened, then things kind of really took off. You can take a look here. In the process here of finishing up putting in heat and air conditioning in my garage. Take a look here as I fought one of the hottest days with insulating the attic. It's about 92 degrees outside. Took a little break. My garage is an absolute dump. Half the ceiling has been insulated with R38. So here is not insulated. If you can't read that, that says 88.5. It's about 82, 83, and that's closer to my insulation. Just to see what it's like if we shoot up into the attic, we're at 114. Yeah, it's been hot up there today. I don't have the walls insulated yet, but I have all my holes drilled. I'm going to do some blown-in insulation, and that I hope to take care of soon. Once that's done, I also purchased a ductless split heat and AC. I also had an electrician come out and put in a sub panel, which was great. I've only ever had one outlet. If you have one outlet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's outlets all over the place. Once I finished that, it was a lot of cleanup work in the garage. As you saw there, the garage was an absolute mess. I couldn't even work. Everything was just in total disarray. This table was one of the first things that I built because I needed workspace, surface workspace. And so this is a nice mobile cart. It's made with just basic construction materials. In fact, actually, it's leftover 4x4s from the small retaining wall that I built for the shed. I built this toolbox. It was a lot cheaper to build it than it was to go out and buy something and get the amount of storage that I got from this guy. Real simple, and it's now underneath the workbench. One of the other things that I built was another stand to hold two tools at one time. On this side, I've got my little sander, and on the back here, I had my grinder. I bought a Lazy Susan online. It was totally overkill, but it's rated for 1,000 pounds. It's really simple here. Then this is just a nut with a piece of wood. So there's that, and I have a little wood shim. I have an oak shim here. And to keep myself from getting the, here, let me pop that up just a little bit. I have the cords zip tied to both machines and just made a little wooden bracket here. But I put arrows on this as a reminder to myself on which way to turn it so that the cables won't get twisted up and prematurely wear them out. So they'll turn one direction, then they will turn back. So it's very simple. Just rotate it around. So now I'm set up on my angle grinder side, and again, it too has a hole that lines up. And before I tighten it completely, I just take my shim and I put it right underneath here in this space. It's very handy. It takes care of two tools in one spot of my garage. And even though I've cleared out a lot, I've also accumulated more tools, and I want to give myself that space. So this just works perfectly. If you want to build yourself one of these, I highly suggest it. I'll actually put the link in the description below for the Lazy Susan that I purchased. Drilled a hole and tap that down flush. I really should have the bolt just pass through this piece of wood because it's going to lift it up. Maybe you could do that on yours. Oh, yeah, one other thing. This stool, at a public high school, this stool was being put into the dumpster because the seat had split. Right here's the crack, right down here, as it split along there basically. I brought it home, popped the seat off, glued them together, gave it a quick paint job, actually a very junky paint job. I sanded it down, gave it a couple coats of poly, and this is now my stool that I use all the time in my garage. If you've been following me on Instagram, you will have seen that I also sold my Jeep. I had a 79 Jeep CJ5. So there were a couple times I had to take time out of my day to show that. In between all of that, I just had to do the normal day-to-day routine stuff. And here are some cool things that I picked up at an annual yard sale. There are some files. They still need to be cleaned up. I haven't cleaned any files yet. These are actually really nice. I think the whole set was $1. It's 2 railroad spikes. I figured I'd polish it up so that it can be used as a stake for metal forming. I think that's what they call them, a stake. Some punches. I think these were like 50 cents. 50 cents for the whole lot, that is. Here's one hammer. I think I paid $3 for this guy, and I think I paid $5 for this one. I find myself using this guy like all the time now. And another hammer that I picked up was this nice wooden mallet. This is now the biggest file that I own to date. And the last thing that I found letters from a letterpress. The problem was that there wasn't even enough to make a full alphabet. And that's what I got. There's going to be a video for this for sure. I got a little idea of what I want to do with it. It's something fun, something simple. Most recent Craigslist find was different for me, at least. I met a couple. Her dad was a machinist, lifelong machinist. Lifetime accumulation of machines and tools. What was crazy is I was already there well after they had a sale. If I had more money, I would have come home with more stuff. The first thing that I saw, clamps. I don't care what anybody says, you can never have enough clamps. This is a Cincinnati, made in the USA C-clamp. Super cool. Very nice. Hargrave 6, number 44. Cincinnati tool. Looking hammers. I bought this one. I'll start with this one. I bought this one mainly for sentimental reasons, I guess. The wooden core on both sides. Pretty neat. By the way, I don't know what all these hammers are called because I'm a beginner. So if you know names and you want to shout out to share your expertise with all of us, go for it. This big beast, that's huge. Kind of reminds me of a body hammer. Again, if you know what it is, let me know. That's the way it came, by the way. I didn't touch that. It already had that nice polished face on it, on both sides. Almost reminds me of a body hammer. And this guy is a nice. There's more. I haven't even taken them out yet. Now it looks like I'm going to have to take a couple days and make some handles. More files. The other thing I'm going to have to do is find a way to store all these where they don't hit each other. This planer is the only planer I have ever owned. It says number 5 here on the end. It says L. Bailey's patent, December 24th, 1887. So, I don't know what that does in terms of date that it was made, but the patent is, you know, and the patent could be updated, you know, whatever. I don't know much about patents. It's got a little bit of pitting down here at the edge. You know what? It's nice. I like it. Number 151, spoke shave. I'm almost certain that the next 2 tools her dad made. Nice machinist clamps. 2 of these guys. I actually went back to their place. I'll explain why in just a minute, but on my second trip back, I was looking at my own inventory and I don't have very many taps. I bought some taps. But there's more. And another box of taps. 5/8, 11, I mean these are brand new. And another set, 5/8, another box of taps. Thank you so much for letting me come by. I hope if you're watching this video, I cannot say thank you enough. Here's a little homemade holder for some taps. 3/8, 16 threads per inch. These are 1/4 20s. This is an assortment set, New England tap. Foxborough, Massachusetts. I mean, I think those are brand new. I don't think they've ever been used. But there's more. Did I mention that he had taps? I think there was a tap there that was 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inch. I mean, it was ridiculous. The next thing that I needed were reamers. Nice little ones, little tiny ones. On my second trip back, I saw this little guy. This looks like a little hammerhead to me. A variety of chisels, but there's more. An entire can of leatherworking tools. Now, some of these look like cutting tools for a watchmaker's lathe. A nice little vise. A Brown and Sharp square. Brown and Sharp dial indicator. A Brown and Sharp dial indicator. A protractor. Focus. Yes. A nice little stare it last word indicator. I already had one that I bought, but yeah, that one is broke. Works flawlessly, absolutely flawless. A stare it indicator. I'm not sure what you call this, if it has a different name when the plunger is on the back. Go easy on me, you machinist people. educate us. It returns, but it's got a slow return. Or maybe that's how the action is supposed to be on it, but I don't think so. Test master indicator. Excellent condition. There's more. It's a Park model P22N. That's not, you shouldn't be looking at that. Oh, look what I found. Another punch. There's more. So then I saw this. What is this thing? And tied to it on a little string, you know, they had all their tools laid out, tied on it to a string. This is a watchmaker's lathe. It's going to need some whey oil. The finish on it is so neat. Let me see if you can get that. It's got that like a wrinkle finish to it. Focus. A Derbyshire Elect. I told them the reason why I wanted to come back is because I didn't believe that her dad owned this machine without owning all the parts. This guy had it all. So this is the tailstock. If somebody has any good books, or if they have any good references, good articles to read up on, please let me know. I do not want to destroy this machine. There's no compound. But I left her paperwork, and she said if she ever finds it in their garage, because they just have so many tools there, that if they ever find it, they absolutely said they would give me a call. It was really kind of a cool moment, because here I am, some total stranger in her house. We were giving each other high fives. It was it was pretty cool. So there's a pin that goes right there, and I'm assuming it inserts onto all these little holes on here. For what reason, I don't know. Is that operating like a dividing setup? I can't believe that would be the case. And this pack that I showed earlier, here it is, right here. It's an absolute perfect fit. This pack, which I had no clue what I was picking up, I thought they were punches, were not punches at all. I think they're hand-turning tools. If you know about watchmakers' lathes, please, please, please comment and let me know. This machine either had the compound, or it had a hand rest, a tool rest. I'm going to try to make a nice base for it, and I'm definitely not going to sit here and try to play with this. There it is, a watchmaker's lathe. And to the family that, if you're watching, know that this will be used. It will not sit, and it will not be sold. I will definitely keep all of this, and I will use it for many, many years. So thank you so much. To all my subscribers, I do want to say thank you. So cool. I just reached 5,000. I haven't put out content lately. I'm working, I'm getting stuff done, and having your feedback is a great motivator. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, and I hope that you get something out of it. Anyway,